What is up, ladies and gentlemen? Good morning. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It's Saturday, January 17, 2025, and that was KLM flight 1363 taking off from Aalsmeerbaan, runway 18 left. One of two runways in use for departures. Wind is blowing from the southeast, so more or less from over there, where the sun is also shining. I was hoping maybe with the current wind they would make the Aalsmeerbaan the primary runway for departures. It does look like the Kaagbaan runway 24 has become the primary runway. We'll see at 11. Either things continue over here or we have a 40-minute break. In the meantime, a very good morning to everybody who has joined. Marja, goedenavond. And welcome to the show, everybody else. Wolfgang, good morning. Jurg, good morning. Jeff, Bobbers, Nancy, Klaas, Edwin, Dominique, Honda, Benjum, hi, good morning. I am Yayodi, good morning. Jeanette, good morning. Gary, good morning. Welcome to the show, everybody. The sun is out and there is a tugger coming this way. I hope the ambient is somewhat decent. If it is too loud, let me know. If it is too soft, let me know. It's a bit of trial and error. Hey, Captain Jerry also back in the chat. Ahoy! Stay warm. I will. You stay healthy, mate. Captain Jerry Donnelly, a member for 33 months. The first member of AMS Live. And the first to breach 33 months. 3 more months, Jerry. 3 more months and you'll change badges as first member. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. Always a pleasure to have you in our chat. Hope you are going to stay a member for a long time to come. Make sure you stay healthy, mate. Ewald, goedemorgen. Jappie, goedemorgen. Dominique, goedemorgen. Jillard, goedemorgen. The Lima Foxtrot on their way. Stefan, goedemorgen. John, good morning. Arjan, goedemorgen kerel. Arjan van Vught is celebrating 27 months of membership. He writes, good morning all. Good morning to you too, Arjan. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. To both you and Jerry, I say, if anything in the lounge is amiss, let me know. Let me see what I can do to make things better for you guys. Arjan, thank you so much for your ongoing support. Congratulations. Always a pleasure to have you in the chat. Hope that's going to stay like that for a long time to come. Midvi, good morning. Jonathan, good morning. So Chris and Curtis Coot are over there grazing in the grass right next to the cycling path where I am also standing right now. Shady figure, waving and saying hi. What a view. There were 2 birds in the water. I'm thinking maybe that's Chris and Curtis who have now gone onto land right of me. Stefan, goedemorgen. Omelet, good morning. Peter, goedemorgen. I'm not dupe, good morning. Ralph, goedemorgen. Good to see you again, mate. Happy New Year. Skiing trip was great. Had a great day skiing with Wolfgang. Was absolutely wonderful. 4 days of good weather, 2 days more cloudy and more snowy. Took it easy on those 2 days. Hey Dave, good morning. Tina, goedemorgen. Dominique, goedemorgen. Paul, good morning mate, welcome back. Tim Smith, good morning. Wim and Anja. Wim, I said Tim, Wim, of course. Wim and Anja tuning in from Benidorm in España. And Jeff is celebrating 13 months of membership. He brought stroopwafels. Nice. We like stroopwafels in the lounge. Thank you so much for your contribution, Jeff. You really didn't have to. But we'll consume them with great joy. And thank you so much for your ongoing support. Always a pleasure to have you in our chat. Keep the banter rolling. If anything in the lounge is amiss, Jeff, let me know. You know the drill. But I mean it. If anything can be improved on, reach out to me, let me know. So 2 runways are open for departures right now. Aalsmeerbaan being one of them. I had hoped it would be that this would become the primary runway, given that runway 24 has more or less tailwind. If you look at the windsock and you know that on the right there's the Aalsmeerbaan. Hey, a familiar sight, and we're not even at the Polderbaan. Have a look. I spy with my little eye. The firefighters are coming. The firefighters are coming. And the Embraers are leaving. With this lighting, we might even be able to make eye contact with... and my focus was still on auto due to the coots. Well, maybe I spoke too soon, because now it doesn't look like we will see the firefighters up close. It looks like they're moving away from us. In the meantime, we can have a look in the cockpit, have a look at the captain. I'm waving to see if I can make eye contact with them, but they don't seem to be seeing it. This jet taking off from runway 22, causing the wait here at Aalsmeerbaan, since, as you can see, right now that biz jet is crossing the outbound path of the airplane over here. Good morning, clan. Bram, goedemorgen. Let's try again to make eye contact with the pilots. Nah, he's not looking at us. Focused on the business at hand, and obviously rightly so. Right, E2 Embraer 195 to Basel, KLM flight 1943. Mitom, good morning mate, welcome back, Happy New Year. How's the ambient audio, guys? Is it okay? Do we need to turn it up a little? Do we need to turn it down a little? Or keep it the way it is? Hey, Director Guna, good morning. Welcome back, mate. Happy New Year. To those of you who I haven't said Happy New Year to already. Beautiful weather. We had a bit of rain. You can see there's moisture on the runway. My car was still wet and it was still drizzling a little bit as the alarm went at 7, but that quickly passed further north. Maybe also evaporated on the way to the north. Now it's dry, it's sunny, and we aren't expecting any precipitation for the remainder of the day if all is well. A little bit up, Wolfgang says, okay. We'll go up a little millimeter or so, something like this. Let me know if this is better, Wolfgang, or if we still have upward room. Marcelo, tuning in from Brazil, good morning, bom dia. Sander, goedemorgen, tuning in from Brabant in the south of the Netherlands, or at least more south than Schiphol is. It's not the far south, although right at the border with Belgium, you are already pretty far south. Of course, you can go further south in the Netherlands if you go further to the east to the province of Limburg, but considering that most of the provinces are further to the north than Brabant, you could say it is the south of the Netherlands. Good morning, Sarah, welcome back, good to see you again. And Peter K, good morning, mate. Not sure if I saw you yesterday. Happy New Year, buddy. To you and yours. All the best for 2026. Dave, goedemorgen. Inimini, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody. Whoa, so early on in the stream, we are already getting a treat. This beautiful ITA, which, according to Flight Radar, is EasyJet to Milan. It's ITA Airways doing a flight on behalf of EasyJet by the looks of it. So consider this a bonus ITA. It's an A320. Irish registered, EIDTO, Delta Tango Oscar, 16 years old, first flight December 2009. Ciao ragazzi! Thought the captain was looking, waved to him, but didn't reciprocate. Probably just looking at the edge of the runway or taxiway. Oh, things don't get much better than this, do they? Kees, goedemorgen. Henk, goedemorgen. AFD, good morning, goedemorgen. Bumper de bump. Ooh, meanwhile, a Porsche Embraer 190 is lining up over here. It's the Deutsche Tourenwagenmeisterschaft special livery from German Airways. Big Bird is also coming. Let's get in flight 1597 to Cape Town in South. Wolfgang, how's the ambient? Meanwhile, Chris and Curtis keep coming closer by to me. They don't seem to be afraid. This is fully zoomed out. You can see here is my shadow going almost over the birds. They're not scared. I think it's better for them if they were a bit more afraid of humans. Alright, thanks for the feedback, Wolfgang. I'll keep the ambient as is. Diego, good morning. Henk, goedemorgen. M, Damwo, on its way to Luxembourg, no less. KLM flight, no wait. No, this is the flight now lining up to Luxembourg. It's the Embraer 190 to Hanover. This is going to Luxembourg. And this 777 will be going to Cape Town, South Africa. Hey there, Carol, good morning, welcome back. And welcome to the show, everybody else. You're watching AIM Live. My name is Boy. We're here at Aalsmeerbaan, runway 18 left. If you guys are enjoying the show, don't forget to leave a like. It helps to bring in more viewers in the future. MDD53, good morning. Thank you so much, Peter K. Just now gifting 5 memberships. A warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those 5 new members. Don't forget to say thank you to Peter K. If you are one of the 5 recipients of his gift of memberships. Have fun with those 34 custom emojis you now have at your disposal for a month. Peter, thank you so much for your generosity so early on in the stream already. 5 new members courtesy of you. I hope they'll all say thank you for their gifted membership, and welcome new members. And Joe Pitt 70 has become our latest Aurora Sky Lounge member. Thank you for choosing the Aurora Sky Lounge as your place to hang out in. Hope you will enjoy it over there. If you need to know where stuff is, ask around. Many have gone before you and will happily show you the way. Welcome, Joe Pitt. Don't forget to use those custom emojis. The more inappropriately you can think of a way to use them, the better and the more fun they get. They're not on a budget, so feel free to use them whenever you see fit. This is KLM flight 597 going to Cape Town in South. It is a 777-200 the Papa Hotel Bravo Quebec Charlie. And I'm hearing a BizJet taking off from runway 22. And that's what Big Bird has to wait for. This small little jet first has to cross the outbound path of the runway that Big Bird here on the right is waiting for. Only then will it get clearance. It has cleared, so thinking Big Bird, yep, there you go. No time to waste, gotta move with haste. Fabio, goedemorgen. Ex-Left-Hander Pro, goedemorgen, good morning. Avgeeks, good morning. John, good morning. Ricardo, goedemorgen. Joop, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, everybody else who joined in the meantime. Local showers and spray. As this 22-year-old 777-200 is rolling down runway 18 left on its way to South Africa. Clearing ground and once again becoming visible. Next up, KLM flight 1465 to Marseille. Right there. Hey, greetings back to Katarina. Polke Puk, goedemorgen. Willem Fitz, goedemorgen. Welcome one and all. Sun Express, another 737 over here. The next airplane to take off after that is going to be yet another Embraer. Fokker 100 in the background on the rooftop, panorama rooftop terrace, which is publicly accessible for those of you who didn't know. You don't have to take a flight, you don't have to go through customs, you can go there and visit if you're ever in the vicinity of Schiphol Airport. KLM 1465 going to Marseille. Hey! Thought I heard a piston engine. I think that first had to turn away sufficiently for the path not to cross this runway. Hey Sparta Rotterdam, goedemorgen. Ben the man, good morning. Hey Joe Pitt, tuning in from Australia, now also saying hi. Well, we're happy to have you. If you're new to the channel, don't be afraid to say hi. It isn't mandatory, but it is always appreciated. Feel free to ask any questions that you might have. A lot of people are watching together, they're all very knowledgeable. Happily try to answer your questions. Not saying that they will, depending on how difficult the question is. Gary Grebe in the house. Gary Grebe is swimming over here. Lovely to see. Have a look at his beautiful livery. In the meantime, also I'm back. Big thank you to Polka Puck, who just now gifted a membership, and it's Woolwick who is the recipient. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Woolwick. Enjoy the membership. Don't forget to say thank you to Polka Puck. And Polka, thank you so much for your generosity, mate. Sun Express, next to Konya. That's a MAX 8 737. Brand new, first flight June 2025. Hey Muis, goedemorgen, good morning. Now if I turn the mic and camera that way, you might have heard the sound that to me sounds a lot like the engines of the Dash 8 from the Coast Guard. I'm thinking the Dash 8 is out there and is going to take off pretty soon. Let me zoom out a little bit so that I can see. I'm not seeing it on Flight Radar, but I definitely heard it. Moisture from rain that we had this morning. Begs the question, will we be able to find the Dash 8 if we look for it? That's not a motorcycle, is it? Well, it's probably over there somewhere. If it is the Dash 8 that I'm actually hearing, then again we should also hear it when those engines spool up for to take a thrust. Adi Richard, goedemorgen. Appelfabs, goedemorgen, good morning. Vroom, good morning. Fuzzy, good morning. And John Logan is celebrating 4 months of membership. Nice to join in on an AMS live stream. Absolutely. And thank you so much for your ongoing support, John. Hope everything in the lounge is still very much to your liking. If that's not the case, let me know. I'll happily try to improve things if things can be improved upon. Surely that's not a motorcycle, that's the Dash 8, isn't it? Somewhere over there. Somewhere over there. Now next to the lineup is a 737-700 to Munich. And behind it, the first KLM Airbus A321neo of the show. Hey Carlos, good morning. Stefan, goedemorgen. Leo, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. It's Saturday, and we're standing at Aalsmeerbaan, runway 18 left. The wind is blowing from the southeast, and I was hoping that that would make this runway the primary runway for departures, but it seems that runway 24 still is the primary runway. Might result in 40 minutes of nothingness between 11 and 11:40, but we'll see in an hour and 5 minutes from now. I'm keeping an eye out on the left of me, because there is a Dash 8 on the move. Even though here on Flight Radar I'm not seeing it, I know it's there. Bimmer Fritz is celebrating 25 months of membership. Thank you so much for your continued support, mate, and congratulations. Bimmer Fritz says, I spot you in 4 weeks again from my Delta flight. Whoa! Hopefully the weather will be good enough for me to be out. Would be great if you would spot me from your flight, mate. Keep us posted in the upcoming weeks when your flight will happen exactly. Let me see if we can film each other then. As you can see, the weather is beautiful. Hey Martien, goedemorgen. A321neo from KLM over here, lining up. And yet another one has appeared over there. It's sandwiched. Or no, there's an Embraer 175 sandwiched in between. And this one is going in the page. Is that a type of bird? No idea. Hey Jappie, goedemorgen. Shout out to all the Aussies and Brisbaneites. All the channel John says. Is it Brisbaneites or is it Brisbanians? Ah, a type of butterfly. I didn't know that, Apple Flaps. Did you know or did you look that up? That's very specific knowledge. Normal Aviator, good morning. This is KLM flight 1603 to Rome. Next up, an Embraer 175, KLM flight 1337, going to Wrocław in Poland. Hey Lise, goedemorgen. Good to see you again. Embraer 175 to Wrocław. No? Huh? Okay, no, this should be KLM flight 1639 to Turin. There's always a little delay in Flight Radar on this specific location. Particularly if the airplane types are the same, sometimes it gets confusing. Austrian still not having included the word wolf. Such a shame, such a missed opportunity. Plenty of space, plenty of time. Still didn't come around to do it. Ooh. This should be KLM Flight 1901 to Vienna, and there behind it is the Embraer 175 to Wrocław, and after that Austrian also going to Vienna. Russell over there. The bastards, indeed. Hey Thijs, goedemorgen kerel. Bert, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We are here at sunny Schiphol Airport at the northern threshold of the runway called Aalsmeerbaan. It's 1-8 left. The sun is out, beautiful weather. And the engine that I suspect belonged, the engines that I suspect belonged to the Dash 8-100 from the Coast Guard. Now I am no longer hearing, so no wait, I am still. Hey, it is on Flight Radar and it's taxiing to the threshold of runway 04, which means it should be visible over there somewhere. I think, yep, that's it. There it is. It's a bit hazy, but there you can see it and probably hear it too. It's interesting that the biz jets were taking off runway 22 and the Dash 8 looks to be taking off from 04 instead, using the runway in a different orientation. Lisa asks if the ambient is a bit higher. Well, Wolfgang told me that I could turn it a bit higher, maybe a bit lower again. Hey Karsten, good morning. Gertin and Jacqueline, good morning. Is this better balanced? Alright, so this is the Embraer 175 to Wrocław in Poland. This is Austrian going to Vienna. And now the Dash 8 is also dashing away. Where did I see it? It's already a bit further that way. There it is. The Dash 8-100 from the Coast Guard, going out on a coastal patrol. Mrs. Professor is also back as she is celebrating 28 months of membership, 2 years and 4 months. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, Mrs. Professor. Happy New Year to you and yours as well. My ski trip was excellent. Thank you for asking. MSM Hog, good morning. Mika, good morning. Now the vacation was great, Mrs. Professor. 4 of the 6 ski days, the weather was very good. The day of skiing with Wolfgang was excellent. In the last 2 days there was a bit more snow and a bit more cloudiness. Took it more easy on those 2 days. Had a great time. Looking forward to my next trip in, I think, 3 weeks from now already. Yes, 1 week has passed since I returned, so in 3 weeks, off again. Karsten has to go. Thanks for stopping by, Karsten. Enjoy the rest of your day. I And we'll see you again soon enough though. I was about to say Wolfgang, but Austrian has to wait. Line cutter over there. That's KLM flight 1419 to Nantes. Bloody cheats. Super Eminent, good morning. Peter, goedemorgen, good morning. Zach made this, good morning. Armin, good morning. And now Jörg is going bananas with gifting memberships. 5 memberships gifted by Jörg. Thank you so much for your generosity, Jörg. You didn't have to do it, but thank you so much for doing it anyway. A warm welcome to the Aurora Skylounge, those new members. Don't forget to say thank you or dankeschön to Wolf. I keep looking at my screen seeing Austria and immediately I'm thinking Austria Wolf. Don't forget to say thank you or dankeschön to Jörg if you are one of the 5 recipients of the gifted memberships of Jörg just now. Jörg, thank you so much and welcome to the Skylounge, those new members. And there's Austrian on its way to Vienna too. Only minutes after a KLM A321neo went there already. Hey there, Richard. Welcome back. Good to see you. Happy New Year, buddy. Good to have you back. And Monica, good morning. Welcome to the show. One and all. So 2 runways are open for departures right now. Runway 24 is 2. This morning I was looking at the runway use and the wind and I thought, well, maybe Aalsmeerbaan is going to be the primary runway today since we have wind blowing from the southeast. And if you look at the orientation of the Kaagbaan, runway 0624, you'll see that the departures there have a little bit of tailwind, which is why I thought maybe they will keep this runway open all throughout the upcoming hours and only use the Kaagbaan in a secondary runway. For now it doesn't seem to be the case, but we'll see at 11. Mark Wolf is tuning in from Indianapolis. Good morning and welcome back, mate. E2 Embraer 195 to Belgrade on the move. KLM flight 1983. There's the bump. That's the airplane going across runway 0927, which is perpendicularly oriented to this runway. And there's a height difference, and you can see it whenever an airplane goes over it. The airplane will start to bounce. Next up, an Embraer 190 to Lickety Split in Croatia. Papa Hotel Echo Zulu Echo. There's a cheater on Cheater's Lane. That's a KLM 737 to Madrid. That's now rolling. There's a queue forming here. (737) to Geneva, followed by a 737 to Berlin, followed by a 737 to Venice. Triple 737-800 from KLM. Exodus after this Embraer 190, KLM flight 1971 to Split. 16 years old, first flight June 2009. Hey there, Eddie, good morning. Welcome back, mate. moment the captain was looking, I waved to him, but guess he didn't see it. Yanasimi, good morning. Welcome back, guys. Happy New Year to both of you. Yassine, goedemorgen. Papa Hotel, Bravo Golf Hotel. The first of 3 consecutive 737-800s taking off here. It is a great spot, absolutely, Richard. The downside is that normally here you have brakes. It is a secondary runway. I wish it were a primary runway in use continuously. Unfortunately, most of the time this runway will only be used on and off. And it will be very interesting to see what will happen at 11. Might be that at 11 there will be 40 minutes of no action over here before things start to resume. And Paul is also back in the chat, celebrating 30 months of membership, 2.5 years. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, Paul. Always a pleasure to have you in our chat, and I hope you will stick around for many more months to come. Best airplane site ever, he writes. Well, this definitely ranks up there with one of my favorite locations. With my favorite locations, I have to agree. Only trumped by the view you have from P3, I think. The higher up overview is just a little bit better. Right there is where you want to be, actually. But thank you so much for your ongoing support, Paul. If anything in the lounge is amiss, let me know. I'm always looking to improve things, so if you have suggestions, let me know. Swiss E2, NK5, driving by here in the foreground. Is Qatar coming this way? It's looking like it. I think Qatar will be coming this way pretty soon. Taking off here. Yeah, it most certainly is on its way here to quote-unquote our runway. And we're catching the departing 737 right as it crosses the intersecting runway. Abu Koroma, good morning, goedemorgen. Happy New Year, mate. The cat is doing alright under the circumstances. He's still blind, but at least we have been able to rule out serious underlying conditions that could have caused it. So all is quiet now on the medical front for the cat, and that's good. Pauwie de Pauwie, goedemorgen. Arjan, goedemorgen kerel. Welcome back. Happy New Year. Jetplane, good morning. Here we have a Swiss Bombardier C-Series 300. Swiss flight 725 to Zurich. Hotel Bravo, Juliet, Charlie Echo is the registration. It is an 8-year-old specimen of an airplane. First flight was in September 2017. EA113, goedemorgen. Dennis, good morning, goedemorgen. Big windows in that cockpit. Giving us a good look inside as well. Brunwald. Hey, aloha, Jinshin and Freddy Dutch, good morning. And thank you for the kind words, Mark Wolf, who says, boy, I would just like to say, sir, there's very few that do this spotting with excellence. You're one of them. There's another one at O'Hare, just out of control. Thank you very much. You're welcome, mate. Thank you for the kind words. Glad to hear you're enjoying, and I hope that goes for everybody. If you are enjoying the show, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. It helps to bring in more viewers in the future. This is Swiss to Zurich, a Bombardier C-Series 300, an A220. And in the meantime, look at what is coming this way. Qatar 777 freighter, flight 8160 to Doha. Embraer 190 to Frankfurt, lining up. Air Serbia is also coming this way. Hey Patricia, good morning. Hey there Shreya, good morning. Welcome to the show everybody else who may have joined in the meantime. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. This is Qatar Cargo, which will be leaving for Doha pretty soon. There's an Embraer 190 leaving for Frankfurt right now. So this triple will line up next. Hey Bernd, guten Morgen, herzlich willkommen. Happy New Year to you and yours. There's Serbia in the background. Hey, and that's the 737-900 in the SkyTeam livery from KLM. And there you go. Still some moisture. Just a little bit. Up, up, and away it goes. Indeed, John. Did anyone order a runway clean? That just got delivered. Air Serbia to Belgrade up next, A319, flight 261, and this airplane is 21 years old already. First flight was in September 2004. Yankee uniform Alpha Papa Bravo is the registration. Hey Pete, what up mate? Good to see you again, goedemorgen. .737 galore over here. After this A319, quite a few, including the 737-900 from KLM in the SkyTeam livery. .737, 737, 737. Next up should be KLM flight 1313, which is going to Warsaw in Poland. This is a 737-700. Indeed, flying picket, quite a bump, and interestingly, of course, runway 0927 was closed in 2025 for the better part of the year due to long-term maintenance. You'd think they could have fixed the height difference, but it looks like they didn't. Nothing seems to have changed in that respect. It's interesting that they left it the way it already was. Edward Vincent is tuning in from the Philippines. Good afternoon, mate, and welcome. This is KLM flight 1313 to Warsaw, 737-700, no Karen cabin. The Papa Hotel Bravo Golf Golf, 16 years old, first flight March 2009. Hey, Singapore A350 on radar, Wolfgang says, that's nice. Should be coming this way. Shouldn't it? Yeah, it's 10:23. Now Richard, thank you so much for your kind words and for your donation. Richard, super chats. Boy, I might have said it before, but you really are the best aviation streamer at Schiphol and perhaps even in the rest of the world. Cheers! Well, thank you so much for your kind words, mate. Glad to hear you're enjoying and are appreciative of what I do. I do my best. That's all I can do. Hey, E2 Umbrella 195. We're breaking up the pattern of back-to-back 737s. E2 to Firenze, KLM flight 1653. And one of Hans' favorites in the background. Bit of the tail. Of fueling, welling, wheeling. This is KLM flight 1653 to Florence, Firenze. E2 Umbrella 195, Papa Hotel, November X-ray, Charlie, 4 years old. First flight March 2021. also looking like there is a cheater in the vicinity of... oh wait, no, there are 2 cheaters on 2 different cheaters lanes. Vueling is standing closest by to the northern threshold. And there's also the Red Wine Express from KLM, a bit further down the runway. So... the Red Wine Express is over there. It's an Air France Embraer 190, but it's flying on behalf of KLM, going to Bordeaux at some point. The first lining up here, one of 2 airplanes remaining in KLM's fleet that are in the SkyTeam livery, the other airplane being an Embraer 190. If I recall correctly, this is the BXO. Yep, it says so on the tin. And the Red Wine Express is also moving. That's going to line up and will take off further south of the runway. Red Wine Express to Bordeaux, Embraer 190. Air France airplane flying on behalf of KLM, flight 1441. Andy Watson also back. Good to see you. Happy New Year. And thank you for the kind words, mate. Benjamin tuning in from Kempten in Bavaria. Herzlich willkommen, guten Morgen. And Happy New Year to you and yours as well. Bob is also tuning in again from Sydney, Australia. Well, it's wet. What? Isn't it supposed to be summer over there? And JP Mac 007 is a member for a month and is celebrating. Happy to be here. Great stream as always. Thank you so much for the kind words, mate. Hope that everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If it isn't, let me know. Let me see what I can do to make things better. And the same goes for Marcus van den Broek, who is celebrating half a year of membership. 6 months already. Love the content, he writes. Thanks for the kind words and for the support, Marcus. If anything can be improved upon, let me know. Reach out to me and let me see what I can do to make your user experience as a member better. SkyTeam livery 737-900 is now loading. And we still have Vueling to Valencia on the other cheaters lane, a bit closer by. Hey Edward! Or I should say Eduard, probably. Eduard Rijkenboer tuning in, saying good morning, goedemorgen. Happy New Year. Welcome to the show, one and all. If you just joined us, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at Aalsmeerbaan. Runway 18 left. One of 2 runways in use for departures. The sun is out, although a bit of high clouds are now starting to drift in every now and then. It's not completely cloudy. There are still blue patches, but there are also some gray patches here and there. Vueling taking Cheaters Lane to Valencia, flight 8352. And the Singapore A350 is on the move, has become visible. Another wide body also seems to be coming this way. This is KLM flight 569 to Kilimanjaro, which is in... And that A350 that you see on the right is also coming this way. That's also coming this way, guys. Absolutely lovely. In the meantime, a massive big thank you to Jörg, who once again gifted 5 memberships just now. You really didn't have to do that, Jörg. Thank you so much, though, for doing it. A warm welcome to the Aurora Skyline's new members. Don't forget to say thank you or dankeschön to Jörg, aka JD, if you are one of his recipients of gifted memberships. Welcome to the Skyline's new members. Have fun with the custom emojis. And Jörg, thank you so much for your generosity. Once again, 5 new members courtesy of you. Rakete 88, also back in the chat. Good to see you, Ariana. Happy New Year to you and yours. Bill J is also back. Happy New Year, good morning. And Roy is also back. Roy Oerlemans, he is also celebrating 32 months of membership. So that's 2 years and 8 months and counting. Busy days are only in to say hi and leave a like. Roy, thank you for showing up. Always a pleasure to have you here. your visits are only sometimes short-lived. Thank you so much for your ongoing support. Hope that everything in the lounge is still to your liking. At the risk of sounding like a broken record, I also say to you, Roy, if anything can be improved upon, let me know. Let me see what I can do to make things better. So we have a KLM 737 to Barcelona lining up right now. And after that, it's a 787-10 Dreamliner to Kilimanjaro. And after that, the A350-900 going to Singapore, guys. What a lineup this is turning out to become. Hey there Maurits, goedemorgen. Maurits says, love the live streams. Thank you for the kind words, mate. Hope everybody is. If you are enjoying the show thus far, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. It helps bring in more viewers in the future. KLM 5569 to Kilimanjaro. 787-10 Dreamliner. This is the Papa Hotel, Bravo Kilo Hotel, 5 years old, first flight May 2020. Good thinking, Maria. Don't forget to hydrate. Let me take a small sip of vodka. Keep the throat lubricated. Now, as much as I like looking at big planes up close from KLM, this is the looker my eye gets drawn to, and the camera. The A350 from Singapore, flight 323 to Singapore. Hey Patrick, goedemorgen. And thank you so much, Caroline Party, who also just now gifted the membership. The guy from truck number 45 driving by, honking, waving. NL Fighter, the recipient of Caroline's gifted membership. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge. Don't forget to say thank you to Caroline and enjoy those custom emojis. This airplane, this livery, is one of the best looking airplanes out there right now, if you ask me. Don't think things get much better than this, looks wise. Jeez Louise, what a specimen. Michael also tuning in. Good to see you again, Michael. Welcome back. Hope you had a good visit in Europe. Heard from Wolfgang you were so busy that you guys didn't even have time to take a selfie at the Red Bull Museum. Shame on you guys. Wolfgang sent me pictures and I was sure there was going to be a selfie of you two. And then there wasn't. Like a phoenix rising from the ashes. The A350 emanating from the spray. In the meantime, a wide body is getting tugged. 777. And Georgian Airways. Is that a new livery? Arizona. Let's see. I don't think I've seen this version of the livery before. But it is Virgin Airways on its way to Tbilisi. pretty soon. Flight 9652. Skiing was great, Michael. Had a wonderful time. The day skiing with Wolfgang was terrific. It was nice to be skiing a full day with somebody who could keep up, or better I should say, I could keep up with Wolfgang. No, but it's nice if you are both relatively advanced and are able to make kilometers without having to look, oh, this is a black slope, we need to avoid it. And just have a look around you, enjoy the weather, enjoy each other's company, and the good weather that we also had, and good food. Our lunch break was a little late. Then we also went for coffee even later. And then when we still had to go down the last mountain, it had turned rather dark already. And we were the only two on the slopes, and the piste was about to get prepared already. But we made it back, and we were still able to make a few nice pictures of the village when the lights were already on and it wasn't completely dark yet. Right, it's back to the narrow bodies for the time being. Another 737 over here, going to Milan, but I say but because there is a wide body coming this way. This is KLM Flight 591 going to Johannesburg, which is in south. A cheater taking off from Cheaters Lane, KLM Flight 1451 to Toulouse. And this is KLM Flight 1799 to Düsseldorf, going to Jörg's hometown. And the 737 over here will be going to Milan. Isn't that where the Olympics are from next month? Milan and Cortina d'Ampezzo. Look on the map and you'll see that those two villages, if you can call Milan a village, but those two places are really far apart. Bulgaria A220 following in the footsteps of this 777. Unfortunately, no combo shot for the narrow body with the wide body right behind it. Good morning, ik ben Kubi. Oh no. Good morning, love the name. Great stream today, greetings from Wollongong in Australia. Greetings back to Down Under. Good to see that Australia and New Zealand are well represented again in today's stream, as is almost always the case. KLM Flight 591 to Johannesburg, South Africa, a 777-300 the Papa Hotel Bravo Victor Whiskey. I will soon see if there is still spray on the runway or if there isn't, if all has been blown away. Hey, that's interesting. It's looking like Delta to Seattle is coming this way. What? That's very interesting to see. Ordinarily, we would expect... What's that whistle? Ordinarily, we would expect Delta to be taking off from runway 24 exclusively. Unless this means that runway 24 is going to close or has already closed. which would mean that my bet with respect to the wind and runway use would turn out to be true. That would be great. The wind is blowing from the southeast, so with runway 24 open for departures, they'll have tailwind, while it's crosswind and headwind over here on this runway. So I speculated that this runway would become the primary runway for departures and would stay open all throughout the while that I'm streaming. I'm not sure that it will, but with Delta now also coming this way, it's starting to look like it might. We'll see soon enough. First gain left for 501. And there's still plenty of spray left. Still plenty of spray left. Still plenty left for Delta. Dennerwal, good morning. Frans de Kok, goedemorgen. Jetstream Journeys, goedemorgen, welcome back. Peter Flight Devil, goedemorgen, welcome back. Alan, welcome back, mate. Good to see you again. Thermo King, good morning, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. Behind that layer of spray should be a 777-300 going to Cape Johannesburg in South Africa. 8-20 from Bulgaria is lining up, and what do we have here? It is a Delta A330neo going to Bill J's hometown of Seattle, Washington. That's interesting to see over here already, since it is 10:42. And we're not expecting any runway changes before 11 normally speaking, but then again, yesterday they also were early, 10 minutes early. I'm thinking maybe, just maybe, we're lucky. Maybe Aalsmeerbaan will be the primary runway for the next 40 minutes. If runway 24 closes and everything will come this way, we'll have our answer. For now, it's looking promising. Jörg has to hop off again. Housework is beckoning. Thanks for stopping by, Jörg. Hopefully we'll catch you again a bit later today. And if not today, then maybe tomorrow. Or is it spa day tomorrow? Dick, goedemorgen. André, goedemorgen. Patrick, goedemorgen. Patrick is tuning in from Vlissingen. How did I come up with Vlaardingen? Vlissingen. Mr. Master is also back in the house. Rick Meester, the master from the north. And he is celebrating 33 months of membership, just like Captain Jerry did this morning. Those are the two first members of the show. Captain Jerry Donnelly and Rick Meester. Rick, thank you so much for your ongoing support. 33 months and counting. Merry Christmas, happy 2026, and happy Easter in advance to you too, buddy. Good to see you again. Hope you've been well. Hope you enjoyed the holidays. And I wish you and yours all the best for 2026. Health, happiness, prosperity, all that good stuff. And thank you so much for your ongoing support, Rick. Not just as a long-standing member, but also as a long-standing moderator. One of the first. Let's see, who do we still have from the first moderators? You, Paul, and Infinity, I think. I see a 777 from Emirates on the move. That should, normally speaking, come this way regardless of runway use. Right in the background. Bulgaria is waiting, and there was movement on the runway. Now it is moving. I think there was a brief check of the runway. Bird control was on the runway a bit further south. Alright, well, is this the first airplane going to a westerly destination that we are going to see taking off from this runway for the next 40 or so minutes? woolsey, but it is nice. Delta Airlines going to Seattle in Washington. A330neo, flight 143. November 427, Delta X-ray, 2 years old, first flight December 2023. Adi Remco, goedemorgen. Welcome to the show, mate. And welcome to the show, everybody else. Delta Airlines. Getting ready. Emirates also turning in. Coming this way. Hey Trond, good morning. Welcome back, mate. Happy New Year. Okay, a lot to see at Schiphol. Flight 266 to Warsaw. It's now lining up. It's a special version. It's the... Which one is this? Warmia Mazur. Visit that area. That's in the northeast of Poland, if I'm not mistaken. Sort of a lake district. Overhead vis is decent, Wolfgang. It's not pristine blue. Here and there, the high clouds are a bit more dense, but there's certainly room for contrails to be seen if they are in the right quadrant of the sky. Nice combo shot, a little small Embraer E2 195. And if you water them thoroughly and give them plant feed, they'll grow into what you see in the background, a fully fledged 777-300ER.
Get out the way, get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
Hey there, Olaf, good morning. Happy New Year, mate. All the best for 2026. Ronnie, good morning. Bon Feste, good morning. If you look at Flight Radar, you can see that there are still departures taking place from runway 24. So Delta was the exception to the rule. Makes me wonder what will happen at 11. For all we know, it might be that they are closing this runway for 40 minutes and keep runway 24 open instead. Considering the wind, it would be strange, but then again, strange things have happened before here at Schiphol Airport. In fact, I would go so far as to say strange things happen quite regularly over here. It has been asked before, Rick, how the ski trip was. It was great, had great fun. Generally speaking, good weather. The only thing that I definitely think could be improved upon was the food in the hotel. That wasn't 4-star worthy, at least not the vegetarian meals. Other than that, I'm not complaining. Hey Ethan, good morning. Tuning in from sunny Saratoga Springs in New York. Welcome back, mate. Good early morning to you and Happy New Year to you and yours. Emirates Boeing 777-300. Emirates Flight 146 going to Dubai, 777-300 Alpha 6 Echo Golf Yankee is its registration. It is 13 years old. First flight August 2012. Yeah, indeed, Wolfgang. In a glass. All the desserts of my hotel were in a glass. Really boring. Also only one option. Going through my pictures, Wolfgang, I found a picture of the menu of the hotel I'm going to in Italy next month. It had 5 or 6 dessert options because every night there was one unique dessert, but if you didn't want it, you could always choose either fresh fruit or creme caramel or cheese or a few other options. Hey, what's happening there? China Airlines A350 on the move, going to Taipei, but it's going to runway 24, so I think, and the lights are off, I think we have our answer. So despite the wind blowing from the southeast, which means that runway 24 is not positioned quite well for the prevailing wind, they've closed this runway now. That is only temporary, mind you. This runway should reopen again in 40 or so minutes from now. But it's interesting to see that they did choose to go with runway 24 as the primary runway, considering the wind. Florida's also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. Things are calming down here. That's only temporary. It is because right now there's an inbound rush hour beginning. That usually means 2 runways open for arrivals. And in the case of today, it should be Polderbaan and also the center runway. So over there somewhere we should start seeing airplanes, at least those to the center runway, relatively easily. With respect to outbound traffic, right now everything will go to runway 24, which, considering the wind, I said it before, I'll say it again, is rather remarkable. Maybe if the wind picks up a bit more, this will become the primary runway, so I'll have a look at the wind expected for tomorrow later today. Let me go into flight radar and for the moment go to inbound traffic. Everything thus far is still directed to the Polderbaan. There is an Emirates Sky Cargo on final to the Polderbaan. I'm trying to see if I can spot it by any chance. Don't think that I am. I am able to hear GE90s being started. At least it's sounding like GE90s, and I'm suspecting it's this airplane that is starting its engines. Let's see. So there's definitely traffic underway to the centered runway, but mostly narrow bodies for the time being. In the meantime, there is a twin jet passing overhead, approaching my zenith. Let's see what we can make of it. This is as high as my my tripod can lift the camera, so we need to wait until it has passed a bit further away from me before being able to zoom in properly and see what just passed us by. Well, Lufthansa, almost certainly. Twin jet, maybe something that is a bit further away from me is easier to see. Let me get my bearings in. Where is this going to and from? Yeah, that's too far away. Is that Air France? It's almost looking like Air France. Yeah, it is flying south to north, but it's west of me. United on the move. That's a 767. Lufty A330 to Houston. There you go. And there's the 777 that we heard at least one of the engines being started. Let's see. For some reason I'm not seeing it on flight radar, though it definitely has been pushed back. No truck, no tugger anymore. It will be able to taxi out on its own. In fact, that's what it has begun doing right now. It's still not showing on flight radar for some reason. I'm not sure why that is. And there it is. It is KLM flight 743 to Lima in Peru. 777, 300 Now, Peru, that is not too far away from a country called Ecuador. Sarah has to go back to sleep. Thank you for joining us today, Sarah. Sleep well and hopefully see you again tomorrow. Fokker 100 on the panorama rooftop terrace in the background. And it should be passing by KLM flight 735 to Willemstad, Curaçao. Yeah, I think we can see that on the right. That's 78710. And I see on flight radar another KLM 777-300 coming alive. KLM Flight 791 a bit further to the right. That should also get pushed back pretty soon. It's going to go to Sao Paulo. Davey says, love the KLM blue. Absolutely right. Lovely shade of blue. I personally think I prefer the color blue from ITA a bit more even. But KLM blue is definitely a very nice shade of blue. William also, goedemorgen. Best way to start my day. Absolutely lovely weather as well over here today. That's absolutely helping. Funnily enough, with the wind, they did choose not to keep this runway open, runway 18 left, but instead go for runway 24. Means that we'll have a break, of which, well, depending on when they will reopen this runway again, if it will be after 40 minutes or if it will be at around 11:40, we'll probably have another 40 minutes to kill. Now luckily over here you have apron view, and that is nice. There's always stuff going on, including this A330 now on the move, going to Kigali. And am I hearing, yeah, I'm thinking there's something taking, yeah, I was about to say there's something taking off. I'm hearing something take off from runway 22. And there's a tugger coming, the Kilo Lima, if I recall correctly. Yep, it is the Kilo Lima. The lads from the Kilo Lima honking and waving. Meanwhile, Shadow Prepper has also returned in the chat. Welcome back, mate. Goedemorgen, Sky people. Enjoy your day. Good morning, Sky people. Enjoy your day. Well, definitely, I will enjoy my day, Shadow Prepper. Thank you for the kind words, and thank you so much for your ongoing support. 7 months as a member, and I hope those 7 months have been to your liking. If anything can be improved upon in the lounge, let me know. And let me see what I can do to make things better for you guys. Thank you so much for your ongoing support, Shadow Prepper. So, that was a little, I think, diamond that just took off from runway 22. Is that bird control over there? I'm not sure. There's a van over there. Is that H1? No, it's area 52. Ian Thomas, also back. Good to see you. Good morning. Happy New Year to you and yours. All the best for 2026. Runway 24 now open as only runway temporarily. Aalsmeerbaan is going to reopen again soon. Looking at the huge winglets, I'm inclined to say this was the 767 from United that we saw. The United. Let me turn around and see, can we spot inbound traffic to the center runway already? Not seeing anything of significance at least. Things in the water over here are relatively calm. Chris and Curtis could have been sighted here, but where they are right now, I am not sure. The sun is still out. I think Russell and his cronies are over there. Yeah, at least 2 of them. More movement on the platform. Delta Airlines Flight 49 to New York, JFK. Hey Matteo, good morning. Welcome back, mate. And CJ SoCal is tuning in from SoCal. Who would have thought with a name like that? Welcome back, mate. For those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're standing at the northern threshold of 18 left, the Aalsmeerbaan, which is now temporarily closed because there is an inbound rush hour taking place. So 2 runways for inbound traffic are open and only 1 remains open for outbound traffic. I had hoped, considering today's wind, that it would be this runway, but instead the ATC opted to keep runway 24 open. That's probably only because there isn't a lot of wind to begin with today. The wind is blowing from the southwest, which means more or less tailwind for the airplanes taking off from runway 24. Cormorant in sight. Let's see. And a control coming my way. Twin jet, by the looks of it. So, from 11 until 11:40, normally speaking, we have only 1 runway open for outbound traffic. As I said before, I had hoped it would have been this runway. It isn't. Means we'll have to kill some time. If there's something interesting coming to the center runway, let me know, because we should be able to see the traffic once it is in the vicinity. I'm still looking to see if I can spot something. Doesn't seem that there is much going on yet. No, everything inbound still seems to be going to the Polderbaan. Interesting. Do we have only 2 runways open for now? So there's the queue for runway 24. I'm starting to get curious, so let me have a look on Bezoekpas. See what at least the expected runway use is telling. So over here we can see that from 11 until 11:40, yeah, just Kaagbaan open, and then from 11:40 until 1 o'clock, Aalsmeerbaan 18 left should reopen again. Now they did already go over to the current runway configuration a bit earlier. They also did that yesterday. Unfortunately, yesterday they also kept that configuration in place a bit longer. Hopefully today that's not going to be the case. And after 40 minutes, which should amount to somewhere around 11:30, we would see action again at this runway. Daniel Souza also back in the chat. Good to see you again, mate. I'm hearing a helicopter. Somewhere over there. I'm thinking we should start seeing a police helicopter. I hear rotors. It's probably behind that windshield or something over there. In the meantime, a bus just arrived over here. You could probably pick up on the rotors of the helicopter. Police helicopters are located over there. Not much going on over there yet. The sun is out, it's lovely weather here. There is a twin jet that is now going to pass a little north of me. Probably from Frankfurt or Munich going to the United States or Canada. That looks like Lufty alright. Not optimally positioned to film steadily. It's going right next to me, a bit north. It's looking like there's an airplane being pushed back. KLM 777. Howdy Marco, goedemorgen. Luca, good morning, tuning in from Sweden. Mr. F, also back, good to see you again. And Vinna, good morning. Lufthansa flight 438 to Dallas Fort Worth, Texas, A330. There you go. Thank you so much for looking that up, mate. So yeah, contra visibility rather good. In fact, the contra remnants linger around relatively long. Delta over there. Lined up is the KLM A330-200, I think. It's going to Kigali. The Delta that you see is Delta Airlines Flight 49. That's going to go to New York JFK. That's KLM Flight 537 underway to Kigali. Good morning, Swoodle. And thank you for the kind words, mate. Griffioen says that the police helicopter should be there anytime now. I'm looking, still not seeing anything. Hey, Lance is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. Delta Airlines Flight 49 to New York, JFK. Lining up right now. Hey, good morning, Thea. Happy New Year. There is most certainly a helicopter over there. Ah yeah, now I do see it. There it is. Moving away from us. And away it goes. Car coming this way. And there's the departure from the Kagbaan. Delta Airlines Flight 49 to New York, JFK. 777 to Sao Paulo. It's now going to be the next departure over there. Over here we have an A330 getting tugged. Lance, good morning, mate. Frank, good morning. Happy New Year to you and yours. Edo, goedemorgen. Hey there, Scottish Ernie. Good to see you again, mate. Welcome back. For those of you joining us just now, welcome to the show. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and we are here at the threshold of 18 left. The Aalsmeerbaan temporarily closed right now. Was in action this morning and it will resume action at around 11:40. Although I'm hoping it will happen a bit earlier than that because they also started using runway 24 exclusively for departures a bit before 11. Normally speaking, from 11 until 11:40, one runway stays open for outbound traffic. And considering the wind, I was hoping it was going to be this runway, but I was wrong. I guess the wind isn't strong enough. The tailwind for airplanes taking off from the Kaagbaan isn't big enough for them to switch and make it a secondary runway. I had hoped that this runway would become the primary runway for outbound traffic. In other words, the runway that would stay open between 11 and 11:40. That has happened before, usually with wind from the east. Since you'll have tailwind, or at least to a certain extent tailwind, when you take off to the southwest on runway 24, and not when you use 18 left. Hey, thank you, Frank. Wolfgang says that there's a Lufty 787 from Frankfurt over Utrecht to the west. Where is it then? Still pretty far away. I think I do see it coming. KLM 777. You can see the tail until you can not anymore. Then the question is, where will it reappear? I'm thinking somewhere over here. There it is. I think that Dreamliner is coming this way. It's probably the Lufty 787 that Wolfgang was referring to. It's interesting to see that the clouds are actually higher by the looks of it than the airplane is. Here it's starting to get a bit harder to follow. Getting really close to the zenith. Time for this A330 to cross the runway. Hey, Paul has also returned in the chat. Happy New Year, mate. Good to see you again. Hope all is well. Nah, it's not too late to say Happy New Year still. If it's the first time you see each other in the new year, it's a perfect time to say Happy New Year to each other in my book. Wolfgang wonders where the Indy tows are. That's a good question. Haven't seen a single one yet today, have we? Remarkable. Now, what is this? VTANC. Oh, that's the Air India Dreamliner. Huh, that's interesting. Can you guys see that as well on Flight Radar? VTNANC AMS to question mark. That's an Air India Dreamliner. Did it stay overnight? Did it not return yesterday? Normally those Air India Dreamliners don't stay overnight over here, do they? Thanks for the kind words, Joe Pitt. Loving the stream, boy. Soundboard is always on point. Do the best I can. I have to be careful though with some of the sound effects. I've retired the X-Files theme song since that resulted in a copyright claim the other day from Warner, which I could simply fix by editing out the sound effect. That resulted in the live chat not being visible anymore. Didn't know that was the consequence of editing in your videos using YouTube Editor when a live stream has already been published. But there you go. Hey, happy to hear that, Paul. Happy to hear that. With me and Lisa all is well as well. Well, as far as I know, unless Lisa has been hiding things from me, like how she's doing. But no, she's doing well as well. Happy New Year, Pendago! And Pendago asks if this runway will be active again. It will. It should be reopening again at 11:40 local time. Although I'm hoping for a bit earlier than that, since it also closed a bit earlier than normally would be the case. This runway, if it is the secondary runway with wind blowing from the south, usually gets closed between 11 and 11:40 for a short break. Then from 11:40 until 1, it should be open again for all the action. I was hoping that today this was going to be the primary runway to stay open because of the direction of the wind, more from the east than from the west. In other words, the runway that is now open for departures is actually having a bit of tailwind, which you wouldn't have if you would take off from this runway, but ATC chose otherwise. That means that this runway will be closed temporarily and should reopen at or around, hopefully before 11:40. So 15 minutes still left. Unfortunately, that means that KLM Flight 879 to Bangalore in India, which is this 777-300, which normally we would be able to see over here taking off since it's going to the east, will still go to runway 24. I see Garuda Indonesia also popping up on Flight Radar. Unless they take it really slowly, that's also going to go away. Garuda Indonesia with that subtle mask. We should be able to see it when it is taxiing past. That's the silver lining. Hey there, Real Greens. Good morning. Real Greens wonders how they landed the fucker on the rooftop terrace. Vertical landing. It was one of the first VTOL airplanes. You won't find that information on Wikipedia, but it's true. And it's Holly. Good morning. Jack and Holly are watching from Belgium. That's interesting. Jack and Holly aren't exactly Belgian names. Are you guys on vacation? predator bird has been sighted. What a beautiful specimen it is. Another airplane in the process of getting pushed back by the looks of it. It's another 777. Which one is this? Ah, that's KLM flight 877 to Mumbai. And the first engine is starting. Or is that the second? No, that's the first. That's the right engine being started right now. The left engine still has to start. You can see that it's spinning clockwise, the left engine. Once the engine will be started, you'll see it starting to, it'll start to turn in the other direction. And that's right now. So they're now starting engine number 2. KLM flight 877 to Mumbai. I think you are correct in thinking that, Paul. The X-Files theme sound effect has been retired. Garuda Indonesia, in the meantime, also has been pushed back, going to Jakarta, flight 89, 777-300 as well. I'm Cute Nightly asks, is the degree over there hot? The ticker says that it is 9 degrees Celsius right now. And there's hardly any wind, so no, it's not exactly cold. It's not summer yet, but it's definitely not very wintry. With the sun being out, I would go so far to say it's almost spring-like. Right? The tugger seems to be happy. He's climbing aboard the tugger and is clearing. Looking at the leading edge of the wings, you can see that the slats have not yet been deployed, so the flaps also still need to be set. I'm not sure if they did the controls check already. Don't think they have. Or have they? Wasn't paying attention, to be honest, but normally speaking, once the engines are running, they do a controls check, they set the flaps, go through the before taxi checklist. Once everything is okay, they'll request clearance for taxi and start taxiing. You can now see that's the rudder, so the controls check is in progress. The flaps and slats have been set. Full as well. They should request taxi clearance any moment now, and once that's given, it'll start moving. Not sure if it will get taxi clearance right away, since KLM flight 1042 is also underway. Though looking up and not on flight radar, it's not that close by yet. The triple is moving. KLM flight 877 to Mumbai. What runway has this been assigned to? The lights here are still off on Aalsmeerbaan, so I guess I know the answer already. And there's KLM flight 1042, for which it will have to wait. Hey, Batsy is also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Right, 777 on the move, and just as it moves out, we can see that another airplane is getting pushed back. That's the Papa Hotel Bravo Quebec Foxtrot. Or is it Papa? Probably Papa. Rick has to go. That's unfortunate, Rick, but it was nice for you to join us here while it lasted. Enjoy the rest of your day, mate, and hopefully we'll see you again more regularly sometime soon. Welcome to the show, Sue. And welcome to the show, everybody else. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy. We're here at the northern threshold of the Aalsmeerbaan, which should reopen again in 8 minutes. Or hopefully less. I'm hoping actually that we'll start seeing airplanes taking off here again soon. Normally speaking, from 11 until 11:40 this runway is temporarily closed. I was hoping it was going to stay open due to the direction of the wind, but unfortunately that's not the case. It should reopen again within 10 minutes, hopefully sooner. Should stay open until 1 o'clock then, local time, which you can find in the bottom left corner of your screen. Hey, that would be nice if you were in the opportunity to come by, Rick. Hit me up beforehand if you are planning to come over. That would be really nice. Garuda in the meantime also on the move. There it is with its mask. Since the lights of runway 18 left are still off, I'm guessing this is not coming this way, unfortunately. Although we have seen this one before. I think we were actually able to make a headshot of this during one of the earlier streams. Garuda assigned to runway 24. Thanks for the info, Maria. Thought so. Although it probably won't be long. I already am seeing the bird controller on the runway, so the pre-reopening inspection is now in progress. This is Garuda Indonesia flight 89 going to Jakarta in Indonesia. The Ayo Pakai mask livery. Yeah, we definitely have seen this one before already. 10 years old, first flight August 2015. It won't be long before this runway reopens, since bird control is doing the pre-reopening inspection as we speak. Group of geese overhead. I'm thinking I'm hearing geese. There they are. That is a gorgeous V formation. Now turning more into a Y formation. Hey, people have been wondering about Indito. Here's your answer. Once again, crossing the runway. Crossing to the other side. Right, it's 11:37 and I'm wondering which will be the first airplane that is going to take off from runway 18 left again. Cannot be too long anymore. The lights aren't on yet, but that doesn't tell the whole story. Hey, thank you for the kind words, Butsy. Butsy says, I've missed your streams, boy. Good to see ya. It's good to be back. Although, not for long. 3 weeks from now, I'll be on my way again to Italy this time for another ski trip. Though I don't have any further vacations planned after that. Maybe the occasional weekend away with Lisa, but quote-unquote just 2 ski vacations this ski season. Thank you so much for the kind words, Butsy, and also thank you for your support. Didn't have to use a super chat to get your message across, but you did it anyway. Now, I thought I saw Indigo over there somewhere. Have they? Oh, yeah. They've parked it right behind the KLMs. TUI Dreamliner, going to Willemstad Curaçao. So that's a runway 24 departure to begin with. Now, in the meantime, I spy with my camera eye that the lights of runway 18 left have turned on again. And that means that this runway once again is open for departures. So I'm expecting traffic to come this way at some point. Wonder what will be the first airplane to come this way. Frank asks, will I be traveling with a Sikorsky? No, a Citroen C1, Ski 1. Jeff says, show Sue Spotter how deadly the fish in the canal are. No dogs dare swim there. That's right. That's right. No birds in the water to begin with. There were 2 here earlier in the show. You can watch it on replay, but they went under. They haven't come up since. I think they've been devoured. Not sure if that's the killer fish that swim over here, or maybe if they just committed suicide because of living in constant threat all of the time. which is also very exhausting. This is United Airlines flight 908 going to Chicago, 767-300. Alright, plenty of traffic. Let me filter outbound traffic exclusively. Makes it a bit easier to see what is what. Turkish flight, KLM flight 1959 to Istanbul is still going, taking off from runway 24. KLM flight 565 to Nairobi. That looks like it will be a candidate for this runway. Another United 767. Okay, Malta flight 395 to Malta. Is that coming this way? Might be the case. I do see an ITA... Oh, two ITAs actually, to Rome and to Milan. Those should both be coming this way. Meanwhile, a quad-engined contrail just passed me by. Let's have a look and see. Is that a 7478? It's almost certainly lofty. At an angle, it's hard to estimate: is it an A340 or is it a 747? Let's see. KLM flight 565 to Nairobi. It should be over there somewhere. Question is, can we see it? Not sure that we can. It does look like maybe there is another quad-engined contrail in the meantime coming this way. No, it's a twin jet. A340-600, there you go. Hey! Once again, we saw them before already. I'm not sure if they'll be coming this way. The firefighters are doing a patrol round, and we're not even at the polderbaan. We did see them before already, but then they went in a different direction. I'm really curious to see, will they be coming this way now, or won't they? Or are they just going to be standing there in a circle? For now, that seems what they're doing. Rob has returned. Good to see you, Rob. And Michael is signing off. Good night, Michael. Thanks for stopping by, and see you again soon. Interesting. Why do they keep standing there? Do they know something that we don't? Makes you wonder, doesn't it? Now, in the meantime, KM Malta not taking off from this runway. Patience is a virtue. KLM flight 565, 78710 to Nairobi in Kenya has been pushed back now. Should be coming this way. And the firefighters are standing there. All three of them. The two others are out of sight. Ja, ja, is goed. Fireman lunch break with a Viewpoint says indeed. Ja, dank u. Tot ziens. Yeah, planned emergency on departure. Who knows, Wolfgang? Martijn says fire report in the freight building on the Anchorage lane, but that's not here, is it? That's probably not why those firefighters are standing there. Still interesting to see. Three of them, although you only see one more or less from this angle. Frank wonders if there's any company in for a first landing on Amsterdam, perhaps. That could be, but wouldn't they then greet the airplane at the runway they would land on? Or would they do that over here? Huh? KLM to Nairobi to runway 24? What are they doing? So I'm not exactly sure what's going on here. If KLM 565 to Nairobi is taking runway 24, then which airplanes are coming to this runway? Are there any out there right now? It doesn't seem to be the case. Well, right, so KLM 565 to Nairobi in Kenya is coming, but it's going to runway 24. There it is. I hope that the runway assignment was incorrect. The lights of runway 18 left are still on. Gerrit also back in the chat. Good to see you, Gerrit. Goedemorgen. More geese. Well, let's see. Yeah, it's definitely not coming this way. Why? Why though? It's silly. Is that because of the presence of the firefighters? That's Delta. And this airplane should have taken off from the runway that is, at least on paper, open right now. But in actuality seems to be closed still. KLM 5565 to Nairobi in Kenya. Mark H also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. Welcome to the show, everybody else who returned in hopes of seeing action here again at this runway. Although the lights are on, no departure has taken off from 18 left since the lights went on. There are firefighters over here. I'm not sure why. This is KLM 757 to Panama City. Going to runway 24 as well. That would have gone to runway 24 to begin with. Why 565 went there as well, I wonder. 3 firefighters that you normally see on their patrol round at the Polderbaan in the morning, or at least you can see them over there, are over there, and I'm not sure why that is. No, wait, this is a different airplane. This is a KLM Airbus A330 that I'm not seeing on flight radar, and it's not being tugged, so what airplane is this, or where is it going to? Makes you wonder what's going on here. Well, everything is going to the different runway for the time being. Highly annoying. Not that there's much that should have taken off from this runway to begin with. Alright, Star Alliance livery. Air India now has a destination, Air India to Delhi, on flight radar. Not sure what its time of departure will be and what runway it will be assigned to. Right, well, it's turning into be a wrong decision from me to go to this runway this morning. I had hoped this would be the primary runway considering the wind. Not only is that not the case, but now since this runway should have reopened again 15 minutes ago, not a single departure has taken off from this runway, even though there have been airplanes that normally would have taken off from this runway. Schiphol is really annoying. This is KLM 757 to Panama City. Right, well, the runway is open, the lights are on, not a single airplane coming this way. Is there anything now on the platform that you guys see that on CDM has been assigned to 18 left? Another tugger is coming this way. Hey, Pegasus to Istanbul to the Aalsmeerbaan. Finally, about freaking time. Another tugger. The Lima Bravo. All those airplanes, none of them coming this way yet. Time to get more airplanes. And for that we need tuggers. Here is another one, the Kilo Echo, also coming this way. Emirates Sky Cargo to Zanzibar, lining up on runway 24. Not even that is coming this way. Where did I see it? There it is. EasyJet to Fuerteventura, also to 18 left. Wow, all the narrow bodies are coming this way. All the interesting wide bodies have just left in time so that they don't have to be seen by us up close. Thank you, ATC. Don't be surprised if me and the whole crew will be at your front doorstep one day with pitchforks and hay forks and torches. Just too annoying. Right, EasyJet to Fuerteventura, flight 27881, A320neo. Murmelnator is tuning in from Cologne. Good to see you again. Herzlich willkommen. In the background you can see the ITA to Milan. Bombardier C Series 300. ETA flight 121. Right, action is resuming. But it seems like it's narrow-bodies for the most part. I am curious to see if Air India to Delhi will take off anytime soon. Does anybody know by any chance? I'm not seeing anything on flight radar, but where it first had destination question mark, it now says Delhi, so things are progressing over there. Makes me wonder, when will it leave, and will we have a chance to be able to see it before 1 o'clock? Alright, beautiful ETA, here it is, flight 121 to Milan, A220 300, Bombardier C Series 300, what a machine, have a look. What a specimen. Nice Karen cabin in the back. Irish registered, the EIHHU Hotel uniform, brand new, first flight February 2025. So in a few weeks from now, this airplane will turn 1. John, that's Canadian, back in the chat. Good to see you. Renate, goedemorgen. Good to see you. Hadi Thijs, goedemiddag. Is it afternoon already? Yep. 3 minutes past noon. Hadi Veronique, goedemiddag. Good to see you again. Too much excitement for Mrs. Professor. Oh shoot. Let's turn it down a notch. Mrs. Professor signing off, going to bed. Thanks for joining. Sleep well. Hopefully see you again tomorrow. Should have similar weather to today. Next after this ETA will be Tarom. After Tarom will be KLM, and after KLM, Pegasus. Absolutely right, Frank. The Irish flag does look a little like the Italian flag. Turkish flight 1952 to Istanbul has come alive. That should be a candidate for this runway on paper. Ordinarily it would be. I'm looking to my left to see if there is a small bizjet taking off from runway 22 by any chance, because why else would ETA wait so long? There's nothing on the runway, no cheater on cheater's lane. But I'm also not seeing or hearing anything taking off from runway 24 to the left, runway 22. Means we'll have a few more moments to take in this beautiful ETA. And it's going to go. The wheel sounds indicating throttling up. Where there's one ETA, a second one is never too far off, at least in the morning hours. And ETA flight 107 to Rome is also coming this way. In fact, there it is. That's an A320neo. And over here we have Tarom going to Bucharest. Tarom. Why? That's why. Big John also back in the chat. Good to see ya. This is Tarom, flight 362 to Bucharest, 737-800. Registration Yankee Romeo, Bravo Golf Juliet, 8 years old, first flight April 2017. Air Europa on radar, Wolfgang says, is that destined for runway 18 left? That's right, Paul, we do have the bouncy emoji. KLM, flight 1431 to Lyon, to Lyon, 737-900. Air Oink Oink, A320neo, and another A320neo behind it from ITA. In the meantime, Stefan went ahead just now, gifting a membership. Mate, you didn't have to do that. Thank you so much for your generosity. And it is Andrew Helden, who is the recipient. Welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, Andrew. And don't forget to say thank you to Stefan for the gifted membership. Enjoy the custom emojis you'll now have at your disposal for a month. Stefan, thank you so much, mate. Big John asks, how is the weather there today? Well, you can see probably it is abysmal. Rainy, cloudy, bad visibility, snow everywhere. Air Oink Oink going to Istanbul. Let's focus on that beautiful ITA with the sun illuminating it on its right hand side, our left. Looks stunning. Hadikor, goedemiddag. So Air Europa to Madrid is coming this way. In the background, behind this ITA, with Karen Cabin. Ciao ragazzi. ITA Dreamliner coming this way. ITA to Madrid. ITA, Air Europa. Eddie Albert, good afternoon. Air Europa to Madrid. Chinese triple, is that's probably going to take off from runway 24, isn't it? Those usually take off from runway 24. Finally an update from UPS. The parcel has been delivered. Means that the tripod finally came. Yesterday too. For the third consecutive day, at the end of the day, I got an email from UPS. Your parcel delivery has been postponed to tomorrow before the end of the day. Not even mentioning any times. Means that next stream I'll have my new tripod. Yay! Shouldn't make a big difference. Hopefully it will be a bit more durable and the drag mechanism will not wear as quickly as with the current tripod. Area Europa to Madrid. Next after ITA. ITA is holding and I am looking. There's no thing on Cheaters Lane. No bird controllers on the runway. Looking to the left. Runway 22. Clear. Not hearing anything, not seeing any movement. No biz jets. So why the hold-up is now taking place, I don't know. Hey, Karsten, also back. Good to see you again, mate. You didn't miss much. Took a while before traffic got going again here after the reopening of the runway. Let me take a small sip of vodka instead in the meantime, since we're waiting here. Right as I am reaching for the bottle, the airplane starts moving. It's always the same. It's always the same. Hey Erik, goedemiddag. Welcome back, mate. Alright, that's ITA on its way to Rome. I'm seeing movement on the platform. Turkish seems to be in the process of getting pushed back. Turkish flight 1952 to Istanbul, also a candidate for this runway. In the meantime, we have Air Europa flight 1098 going to Madrid in a minute. It's a 7879 Dreamliner. Spanish registered, Echo Charlie, Oscar Mike Charlie. 4 years old, first flight November 2021. This morning with the wide bodies there was still enough spray to produce a cloud behind the airplanes. You can see there's still a bit of moisture, but not nearly as much as there was in the beginning. The sun, of course, those few wide bodies that were producing spray, it's still a bit more moist further south. But the sun, the little wind that we do have, are doing their work. Wings going up, and now the curvature beginning. Flying AMS Live Wannabe logo underway now to Madrid. Electric vehicle sighted. What is this? That looks like a mini. With which you are only allowed to drive 45 kilometers per hour, what equates to roughly 30 miles, I think. Hey Dennis, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Alright, host favorite up next, Vueling flight 8315 to Barcelona. This is a regular A320, 12 years old, first flight April 2013. The one thing we're of course interested in is the one dot. Is it still in place? The answer is yes. Yes, it is. Meaning that the world as we know it will not come to an end yet. Not today at least. Good evening, Catherine, who is tuning in from Brisbane. Welcome to the channel. Renate thought that car didn't have a driver. I'm pretty sure there must have been somebody inside. But yeah, sometimes when the driver is really small, it's almost looking like there's nobody in. Hey Dennis, goedemiddag. Good afternoon, mate. Was that an Opel / Vauxhall? Really? I thought it was one of those disabled, those cars for people with disabilities. Was it a proper Opel / Vauxhall? Anyway, 8-20 from Air France. Going to Paris, flight 1341, Bombardier C-Series 300. Nice Karen cabin in the back. Nice looking airplane. In the meantime, Mark H just now went ahead. He gifted 5 memberships. Mate, thank you so much for your generosity, Mark. You really didn't have to do it, but you did it anyway. A warm welcome to the Aurora Sky Lounge, those 2 members. Don't forget to say thank you to Mark H if you are one of the recipients of his gifted memberships. Have fun with the custom emojis you'll now have at your disposal for a month. Mark, thank you so much for your generosity, mate. Cheater on Cheater's Lane. That's number 175 from KLM going to Poznan in Poland. KLM flight 1333. Adi David, goedemiddag, good afternoon. First AMS live for this year. Bit late, but still best wishes to all, he says in Dutch. Best events to you too, mate. To you and yours, all the best for 2026. A lot of health, prosperity and happiness. Air France is moving. I'm looking up, there's also a twin jet contrail passing overhead, but it looks like it is a narrow body. Hey Richard, goedemiddag kerel. Happy New Year. Not sure if I already said that to you. And away it is. Now, Turkish. Flight 1952 to Istanbul. If you look on flight radar, you can see it's been pushed back. There it is. It's an A330-300. Should be coming this way to take off to Istanbul. And Richard is celebrating. Richard Vos has turned green. That's the one that Greenpeace always loves. People turning green, the more the better. That means a year of membership, and I thank you for your support, Richard. A year already. I hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking. If it isn't, let me know. That goes for all members, new and old. Let me know if anything can be improved upon, and I'll happily look into it. Hope everything in the lounge is still to your liking, Richard, and I hope you will stick around for many more months to come. Thank you so much for your support. Hey Bruine, goedemiddag. Turkish is coming. Before that, we are also going to see an A321neo to Berlin, KLM flight 1777. And before that, we'll take off. I think we might see this tugger, maybe even this one as well, crossing the runway to take back a couple of airplanes to the gates. Yeah, they're both crossing the runway, but the A321neo is also not slowing down yet. Will it line up immediately or will it hold first? That's the question. Mike Wild also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. And a very good Saturday morning to you too, buddy. Lining up. Will they do a turn and burn? Will they get immediate clearance? Was that a female pilot? Was the captain a woman? Did I see that correctly? Or was that just my mind playing tricks on me? Could have sworn she had a ponytail. The Greenpeace Lounge. Your second year of membership is the Greenpeace year, yeah. Hey there, Mohammed. Wave back to you, mate. The engine sounds of Turkish Flight 1952 starting to take over here. Now, again, no more. It's when the engines are turning your way that they start getting louder so much more distinctly. Now they're a bit off axis. But just listen when they turn, when the airplane turns our way. Oh, female first officer. That could also be the case. I thought I saw a ponytail. I thought I saw the contours of a feminine haircut. All right, the airplane is turning in. And all of a sudden those engines are more present. Turkish Flight 1952 to Istanbul, Turkey. Flight that should probably take around 3 hours. This is the TC Joe, Juliet Oscar Echo. 11 years old already, first flight October 2014. Hey, Michael DCA is also back in the chat. Happy New Year, buddy. Good to see you again. Happy New Year to you and yours. All the best for 2026. Good to see you again, mate. Nice timing. Lighting no longer as favorable as earlier in the day, when we could see into the cockpit a bit more clearly. Still not complaining of the view, but with the sun a bit higher, it's a bit more difficult to see the details that we were seeing in the morning. Right, turning and burning. Here comes the intersecting runway. Bump, bump. Hey there, Daniel. Good afternoon, mate. up, up, and away. Wingtip 46 as well. Iberia next to Madrid. Flight 732 and A320. Hey Daniel, goedemiddag. And this is a very airplane-y, aviation-esque registration, I should say. It's the EC ILS, India Lima Sierra, and the ILS is 23 years old already. First flight July 2002. Hopefully they'll regularly check the ILS so that it is still allowed to go into the air. E2 Embraer from KLM to Prague. Next after that, hey, Cathay Pacific A350-1000 to Hong Kong has come alive. That's bound to go this runway, take off from this runway, isn't it? So at least we'll have seen Singapore and Cathay Pacific as well. Wolfgang says A340 600 east to west, 2 years south. I see it. It's really close to where the sun is in the sky over here right now. There's the A340 600. And this is KLM flight 1355 to Prague in the Czech Republic. Flight 1355, the PHNXY, November X-ray Yankee. That will turn 1 in March. And indeed, David, there is a speed bump in the runway. It is in fact runway 0927, the intersecting runway. The bump was there already before the runway got closed for maintenance last year. And you'd think they might resolve such a bump, but they didn't. The bump was there before the maintenance and it's still there. Doesn't seem to have been reduced in size. Arjan looked into it and double checked. It was a female pilot. The captain was a female, right? It wasn't the first officer, but the captain. Hey Jurgo, goedemiddag, good afternoon. Lies, goedemiddag. Welcome to the show, one and all. You're watching AMS Live. My name is Boy and we're here at Aalsmeerbaan. Runway 18 left. Once again, one of two runways in use for departures. One of those departures I am expecting pretty soon will be the A350-1000 from Cathay Pacific to Hong Kong, flight 270. And I spy with my little eye another Qatar cargo to Doha coming this way. That's also going to take off from the runway over here. Qatar flight 8206 to Doha. That is a 777 freighter. If you're thinking I'm hearing people talking, that's because a group of runners just now passed me by here on the cycling path. Fireworks are being set off by the bird controller. And here's the Lufty A340 600 that Wolfgang was referring to earlier. Bit too far to the south to really have a good look at, particularly with the sun being there. This is normally where you would see it the best, but it's better with the sun behind you than in the same quadrant as the airplane you're trying to see. As Qatar is making its way over here, KLM flight 1853 will be taking off firstly. First. Going to Munich. A short hour-long flight, but a 7-hour drive. In that respect, flying really is like time traveling, because if you compare how quickly those machines fly there and how long it takes you with your car, even if you have a very fast car and you can drive fast on the Autobahn. Turning and burning. No time to waste. Gotta move with haste. The Cathay Pacific A350-1000 is also on the move over here, and Qatar is going to commence with the zigzag leading up to the runway threshold. It's always nice. Left, right, left, right. There is a zigzag that they have to taxi before getting here. FJWH also back in the chat and says in Dutch, this is a very awesome place to be filming from. An awesome position. I agree. I would have hoped that it would have been a bit more active all the while. Turns out that we had to wait an hour for resumption of action over here. In that hour we lost a lot of potentially interesting airplanes to runway 24. Maybe with the wind picking up a bit, it will improve. I also enjoy this location a lot. I think it's the best, or one of the best, assuming you cannot go to P3. There's apron action. You have Schiphol Oost, runway 0422. If only this were a primary runway, that would be open all day. Here we have Qatar flight 8206 to Doha. Hey there, Marvin. Good to see you again, mate. Happy New Year. Qatar cargo flight 8206 going to Doha, 777 freighter, 11 years old. And this is the Alpha 7 best friend forever, the BFF. First flight March 2014. And Cathay is coming, the A350-1000. Bump bump. I agree, Apple Flaps. Being able to make eye contact with the pilots is a nice bonus from this location. Sometimes they see me waving and wave back. Not always. I do wave to the pilots if I see them seemingly looking in my direction. Though sometimes they look, it looks like they're looking, but they're probably just looking at something closer by. Cathay Pacific A350-1000, what a looker. If you like the look of this airplane, don't forget to leave a like if you haven't already. It'll help to bring in more people in the future. Cathay Pacific, flight 270 to Hong Kong, the A350-1000. 7-year-old airplane, registration Bravo Lima X-Ray Hotel. First flight November 2018. Turning and burning. Not stopping. Not coming to a full stop. I'm surprised to see that there's still moisture after so many 777 freighters and other wide bodies. There you go. I'm also hearing a police helicopter returning. A380 inbound for Polderbaan, I am assuming. Maria signing off. Thank you so much for joining, Maria. Hopefully we'll see you again tomorrow. So let me see if I can spot the A380 over there somewhere. It's going to the Polderbaan. That's not it, is it? Well, yes it is. There it is, the A380. Now, there is also a banana behind me that is going to go to Madrid. That's the third airplane to take off. I am going to turn back the camera for the DHL A300. Here is Emirates Flight 147, arriving from Dubai. That's the Corendon Hotel. Yeah, it needs to turn final before and getting closer to us before we'll start to be able to see it again. In the meantime,
Bitch, get out the way. Get out the way, bitch, get out the way.
another one of those beautiful big airplane, little airplane combo shots. DHL flight 6725 to Madrid. And here in the foreground, KLM flight 1843 to Nuremberg, number 190, German Airways. Meanwhile, I'm also looking behind me to see if I can spot the A380 already. That's not the case. Thick fuselage and relatively small engines if you compare them with the modern airplanes. Still looking behind me most of the time to see if I can spot the A380 already. If it has reappeared somewhere, but I'm not seeing it just yet. Unless the airplane I'm thinking I'm... No, that's not it, is it? Just for me quickly to see, is this it? No, this is not it yet. Okay. Alright, A300-600 time to Madrid, flight DHL flight 6725. The Delta Alpha Echo Alpha Charlie, 34 years old, ladies and gentlemen. First flight January 1991. I was still firmly in elementary school for another 3 years back then. I think I have the behemoth from the east in sight. Yes, there it is. Emirates flight 147 arriving from Dubai. There it is. Let's zoom out for the occasion so that I can click on it. Number 6 on flight radar, tracked by 737 people. Rookie numbers, we have more people watching than that. 6 hours and 43 minutes on the way to get here. A bit longer than normally would have been the case. Usually at this stage it would have averaged around 6.5 hours, but 15 minutes on a 6.5 hour flight is nothing. That's ballpark nominal. This is the Alpha 6 Echo Delta Sierra EDS, 14 years old already. Fidel Castro in the foreground. First flight was in June 2011. Landing on the Polderbaan, 18 right, 1:45. We are going to lose the airplane pretty soon. Yeah, this will be the last glimpses. You can see things in the foreground are in the way now, unfortunately. There's the A380. And over here we have a KLM 737, which will be leaving for Catania. KLM flight 1671. And overhead traffic not producing a contrail. I'm wondering, is that traffic that has just taken off from bit harder to find without a contrail? Is that an airplane? Oh yeah, that's the Chinese Hainan or something airlines. Still climbing, having taken off from Brussels undoubtedly. Dreamliner to China, but not yet high. Oh wait, now it's starting to slowly, you could see it's beginning to produce a contrail right now. Lovely. All right, where were we? That's the 737 to Catania. KLM 777-300 to Delhi is also coming. Evan also back in the chat. Good to see you, mate. Welcome back. 369 more likes for an airplane dance. Don't think we'll be able to make it because at 1 o'clock this runway will close again for an hour, so that will be end of stream probably. But it is nice to see that we've come quite a bit to the airplane dance. It's not going to be in the books for today, I think, in the stars. Hey, Air India is coming. That's awesome. What I was hoping for is coming true. Air India, which normally lands here in the evenings, and I think normally would also go back again to India in the evening. It's coming this way, on its way to Delhi. Now surely that must still be assigned to 18 left. Surely it has to be. Another airplane to Delhi on the right. That's the 777-300 that will be taking off next after Aegean will have left. Aegean A321 Neo to Athens, flight 3625. And I'm also seeing a cheater on Cheater's Lane, KLM flight 1583, now visible behind the departing airplane. Going to Lisbon. Now this view never grows old, does it? Hypnotizing spirals in the center of the engine fan blades. The cheater on Cheater's Lane is now lining up, so this airplane will take it easy. First a little narrow body that has to take off first. What up, Captain? Alrighty, this is KLM flight 871, which will be going to Delhi in India in a moment. 5-year-old airplane, 777-300 the Papa Hotel Bravo Victor Victor. A lot of contrail remnants around the sun. It looks really nice here. Early spring-like, I would go so far to say. And Air India in the background, which captures my attention a bit more because this normally we aren't seeing here. This airplane, not this time of day, not with this lighting. This is pretty remarkable. If we are filming in the evenings or late afternoons and are at Polderbaan, this airplane usually also lands on the center runway. So getting a glimpse up close like we are getting right now is a rarity here. Air India. It only has a call sign, it doesn't have a flight number. I'm thinking this is a relocation flight. Might be empty, I'm not sure. Nice steering contest. And there is an Air France A220 on Cheaters Lane now. Going to Paris, flight 1501. You might have heard the Wookiee howl. They're just going. That first has to clear before the triple here lined up. We'll get clearance. After that, Air India. Air India also to Delhi. Boom, boom. Wingtips flexing up and down the crossing of runway 0927. And here, Air India. Seeing it so close up here at this time of day, it's the first time for me. Let's take in some of the details. I like how they highlighted the windows, which make the windows stand out a bit more. Like putting eyeliner around the the windows. Murmania says that Air India should have departed the 15th. So there you go. It's probably empty. It's probably just a relocation flight, hence no flight number and just a call sign. This just needs to be brought back to India. Now, Murmania, do you also know why this airplane didn't take off on the 15th as it should have? Technical problems or something? Hadimat, goedemiddag. Good afternoon, mate. Good to see you again. Air India turning and burning. Bump, bump. That's the crossing of 0927. The wings slowly but surely creeping up as the airplane gains speed, and then upon rotation, even more forces being put on the wings. And you'll see that trademark curve in the wings forming. It's never growing old, is it? Now, interestingly, we already saw the 737-900 from KLM in the SkyTeam livery earlier today, and here we have the second airplane in the SkyTeam livery. the Embraer 190. There used to be 3. There also used to be a 777-300, the PHBVD, but that got repainted in the standard KLM livery somewhere in 2025. Allegedly, because damage is more easy to see on the standard livery than it is on this, which begs the question, why haven't they gotten around to repainting the other 2 airplanes in the standard livery as well? Not that I'm complaining, but makes you wonder. Now it's 3 minutes to 1. And formally, this runway should close again for an hour between 1 and 2 o'clock. Right now, looking on FlightRadar, I am not seeing any other traffic that is making its way over to this runway, seemingly. All the airplanes that I do see destined to go out go to destinations lying to the west of the Netherlands and should go to runway 24 regardless of runway use. Which leads me to believe that this might be the last airplane for today's show. If you look, you can see that the lights of the runway now are still on. Whether or not new airplanes are coming this way still after this, we'll find out soon enough. Last few times I've been here, they turned off those lights the moment that the airplane cleared the ground. Right now, are they on still? Struggling to see. If I'm struggling to see, that usually means they're off. Yeah, I don't think they're on anymore. I think that the runway has formally closed now for an hour. Now, what is this? Oh, that's Eastern. That's Eastern flying on behalf of Suriname. Right. Alright, yeah, looking on FlightRadar, everything outbound. Oh, wait. KLM Flight 1831 to Stuttgart. Which runway has that been assigned to? That's the litmus test. If that has been assigned to 24, we know that the runway is closed and nothing is coming this way anymore. And from what I can see over here, it's looking like 1831 is lining up on 24. Yep. So that's confirmation that the runway is closed now for an hour. In other words, I think it's time for me to wrap up, go back home, and I'll be out again tomorrow with a new tripod. It's been a month and a week or so that I had to wait for it, but it seems that it is finally arrived. I'll see you all tomorrow. Thank you all so much for joining me here today. I had a wonderful time. Hope you guys enjoyed it as well. If you enjoyed the show and you haven't done so already, consider adding a like. It really helps to bring in more viewers in the future. A warm thanks to everybody who supported, who liked, who gave memberships, became a member themselves, bought something from the merch shop, PayPal donations, and all that good stuff. Thank you all so much. The channel is nothing without you guys. Thank you once again so much. Also a big thanks to the moderators for keeping the chat friendly and accessible to everybody. Hope to see you all in good health again tomorrow. Not sure yet where I'll be going to. We've been to Polderbaan yesterday. We've been here today. It will depend on the wind, but we'll see. And a quick thanks to Danny Brink, who is celebrating 5 months of membership and uses his membership anniversary to highlight. See you tomorrow. We'll be back watching live. Well, hopefully we'll see you and all the others tomorrow in good health, Danny. Enjoy the rest of your day. See you soon. Take care. Peace out.